Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. Today, we've got a mix of intriguing updates that'll keep you hooked. First off, Xiaomi is revving up the Chinese electric vehicle sector, making a grand entrance that's got rival XPeng hustling to keep up. With Xiaomi's first EV model hitting the market and their shares skyrocketing, it's an electrifying time for the industry. Meanwhile, in the financial world, Edwin Lo, the former bigwig of Credit Suisse in Asia Pacific, is making moves to global infrastructure partners, eyeing emerging markets. Talk about a career shift. Moving on, Hong Kong is buzzing with opportunities to become a green tech and finance powerhouse, especially with ASEAN nations seeking climate partners. Plus, the city is rolling out the red carpet for tourists from Xi'an and Qingdao with some tempting deals. And in the corporate sphere, China banks debt drama has investors biting their nails, while Hong Kong secures another blockchain conference, further cementing its status as a crypto hub. It's all happening here. But that's not all. Bankers in India are set to out-earn their counterparts in Hong Kong and Singapore, adding a bit of salary envy to the mix. And while the Chinese economy is off to a shaky start, Asia's stock markets brace for impact after a US sell-off. On a brighter note, Apple's pivot away from self-driving cars could be a boon for manufacturing partner Foxconn. Lastly, Hong Kong's working dogs are getting the recognition they deserve, and Cathay Pacific is under pressure to keep up the good vibes with lower fares and better service. It's a whirlwind of news, so please stay tuned for more detailed content. Xiaomi shakes up Chinese EV sector, keeping rival XPeng on its toes. Bloomberg. Xiaomi's entry into the electric vehicle market in China will be closely watched as it reports earnings next week. The company's first EV model will go on sale later this month, and its shares rose by 11% following the announcement. Meanwhile, rival XPeng may report deeper losses as it cuts prices to boost sales. Other Chinese firms, including Tencent and Meituan, are expected to perform well, with Tencent benefiting from advertising, international games, and fintech sales, and Meituan likely to see revenue rise due to the success of its meal delivery services. The U.S. bill that may ban Chinese biotech firms from accessing federal contracts could impact the outlook for Wuxi AppTech, which gets over half of its revenue from the U.S. Credit Suisse's former APAC head Edwin Lo joins buyout firm GIP. Bloomberg. Edwin Lo, the former CEO of Credit Suisse's Asia Pacific region, has joined private equity firm Global Infrastructure Partners, GIP, as a partner focusing on emerging markets investment. GIP recently raised over $2.1 billion for its GIP Emerging Markets I Fund, which will target opportunities in 11 countries in Asia and Latin America. Lo had worked at Credit Suisse for 28 years and held various senior roles with the bank. GIP manages over $100 billion of funds across various sectors including energy, transport and digital infrastructure. Australia Summit shows ASEAN wants climate partners. Hong Kong, step up. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong should seize the opportunity to support the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, in achieving its carbon neutrality goals, according to Dr. Stephen Minas, a professor at Peking University School of Transnational Law. ASEAN is at the forefront of climate change, yet faces significant challenges in meeting its climate targets. Hong Kong can play a key role in providing financial support and expertise to help ASEAN finance its climate goals, while also advancing its own ambition of becoming an international green technology and financial center. Hong Kong to offer flight deals, vouchers to lure Xi'an and Qingdao visitors. South China Morning Post. The Hong Kong Tourism Board is offering flight deals and free attractions to tourists from two mainland Chinese cities, Xi'an and Qingdao, following the expansion of the individual visit scheme that allows residents of 51 mainland cities to visit Hong Kong independently. The board will work with airlines and travel agencies to offer incentives such as buy one get one free flights, complimentary tickets to attractions, and travel packages with added perks. Despite the pandemic, the board is forecasting that 46 million people will visit Hong Kong in 2024, up 35% from last year. Soaring short bets on bank signal, investor worries over debt. Bloomberg. Short bets against China Bank have surged, suggesting the recent rally may prove to be short-lived. The shares jumped more than 11% this week after reports of a debt swap deal to help the builder avoid its first-ever bond default. However, the bearish wagers have increased to more than 14% of the company's free float shares in Hong Kong, making it one of the most shorted stocks in Asia. Bank has also been placed under renewed scrutiny by investors as Moody's stripped its investment-grade credit rating and warned of potential further cuts. Hong Kong snags another blockchain conference amid crypto hub push. South China Morning Post. Blockchain infrastructure company Chainlink will hold its SmartCon conference in Hong Kong this year. The event will take place on the 30th and the 31st of October and has been brought to the city by InvestHK and the Hong Kong Tourism Board. The announcement comes after CoinDesk confirmed that its consensus conference will also be held in Hong Kong next year. The city has been working on its credentials as a Web3 hub, offering regulatory clarity for cryptocurrency trading and stablecoin issuers. Bankers in India to get higher salary increases than Singapore, Hong Kong. Bloomberg. Finance professionals in India are set to receive higher salary hikes than those in Hong Kong and Singapore this year, according to Bloomberg Intelligence. Salaries in India are expected to rise by 10% in 2018, compared to 4% in the two financial hubs. The salary growth in India is being attributed to the nation's economic boom as China slows. Investment bankers in India earn more in major urban centers such as Mumbai and Gift City than in Hong Kong and Singapore. However, private bankers pay lags behind by 50% to 78% in non-executive roles. China economy likely off to muted start as 5% GDP goal in focus. Bloomberg. China's economic growth at the beginning of the year was likely mixed, with property remaining a major drag on the economy. Data expected to be released on Monday is predicted to show slowing growth in retail sales and industrial output compared to December. Property development investment is also expected to decline. Economists have raised doubts about China's ability to achieve its growth target of around 5% for the year, stating that the economy will need to improve more in the coming months to meet the official benchmark. A manufacturing giant can do without an eye distraction. Bloomberg. Apple's decision to cancel its self-driving car project, known as Project Titan, is seen as a positive outcome for its manufacturing partner, Foxconn. The Taiwanese firm's earnings have been hit by declining iPhone sales, and the cancellation of the Apple car means it can move away from assembling high-priced consumer products and return to its origins as a maker of internal parts. While the electric vehicle market is expected to grow rapidly, Foxconn is better placed to supply components rather than assemble the final product. Not enough Hong Kong working dogs have their day. SCMP opinion. Hong Kong Customs has received international accreditation to train dogs for sniffing out contraband in the Asia-Pacific region. The Customs and Excise Department kennels at the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge Port have been recognized as one of only 5 World Customs Organization regional dog training centers in the region. The center will now offer training to organization members, develop an evaluation process, and provide workshops and seminars for animals in other jurisdictions. Hong Kong Customs has used detector dogs since 1975 and began breeding in-house in 2020. The city is known for its pet-friendly culture. Hong Kong's cafe must address hopes on lower fares and improved service. SCMP opinion. Hong Kong's aviation sector is showing signs of recovery, with Cathay Pacific Airways reporting its first profit in 4 years and the Airport Authority reporting positive news for the air cargo sector. However, concerns remain about staffing and customer service. Cathay aims to return to 80% of its pre-pandemic passenger flight capacity by July and plans to hire 20% more staff this year. The article suggests that the airline needs to come up with a comprehensive strategy to attract employees and customers in order to maintain its trajectory. BNP Paribas considers buying Fosun's AG stake. Bloomberg. BNP Paribas is reportedly considering the acquisition of Fosun International's stake in Belgian insurer Ageas. Fosun has a 10% interest in Ageas, valued at around €750 million. BNP Paribas has been discussing the possible purchase with Fosun, but there is no certainty that a transaction will take place. Fosun is said to be exploring a sale of its Ageas stake as it seeks to reduce its debt load. Ageas recently made a second offer for Direct Line Insurance Group, valued at around £3.2 billion. China to invest in Canada mining, despite crackdown, Envoy says. Bloomberg. China will continue doing business in Canada's domestic critical minerals sector despite Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's crackdown on foreign investment, according to China's ambassador to Canada, Song Peiwu. The ambassador criticized the Canadian government for preventing Chinese investors from buying majority stakes in domestic mining companies. Chinese investment has continued to flow into Canada's mining sector, with Zijin Mining Group, Ganfeng Lithium Group, and Intai Gold all initiating plans to buy stakes in Canadian companies this year. Song urged Canada to respect market laws and stop shouting slogans against China. Hong Kong digital coin moves closer to public use with launch of Phase 2 trials. South China Morning Post. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority, HKMA, has launched the second phase of its central bank digital currency, CBDC, pilot program. The new phase will explore the programmability, tokenization, and atomic settlement potential of the digital currency. The first phase of the pilot, which concluded in October, focused on testing 6 potential use cases for the CBDC. The HKMA has invited applications to participate in the second trial phase, which is expected to run until mid-2025. Hong Kong has been actively exploring digital currencies and blockchain technology, launching several initiatives in recent weeks. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.